Cézanne said, "I owe you the truth in painting." But what is the truth in painting? Is it intrinsic, form, process, or extrinsic, resemblance, narrative? Is it physical, paint, canvas, or metaphysical, spiritual, sublime? Is it on the surface, sensuality, beauty, or in the depths, angst, despair, death? Is it theoretical, a critique, a deconstruction, or philosophical for itself? Is it individual, I know what I like, or consensual, only time will tell? Is it a window framing reality, or is it a mirror framing the self? Is it independent, freedom of expression, or culturally and politically corrected? But what if there is no truth left in painting? Would that be unbearable? I'm not a great fan of spontaneous interviews, so I've written down a few things that I'd prefer to read and to let my paintings speak for me. So let's start here. After being out of art school for a number of years, having lived in San Francisco, traveled around Mexico, audited philosophy classes at Northwestern University, I found I was totally frustrated and disappointed in my painting. I was unable to break free of my influences and find something that I felt belonged to me alone. It occurred to me that words and numbers belong to everyone and therefore to no one. Numbers have a givenness. 1 precedes 2, 2 precedes 3, ad infinitum. Words have no given predetermined order. Their combinations are determined only by the will of the author, from the intentional to the random. This seemed to me a place to start which was free of stylistic or formal determinations. I never considered myself a conceptual artist because I was too interested in how things are made, the materialist and the anti-idealist. Over time, language itself became central to my thoughts, both as a structure and as a system for creating and conveying and questioning meaning. By the year 1969, the focus of these meditations became the work which I painted on the wall at Dwan Gallery. Language is not transparent, and that has been a guiding concept ever since. It's been a while since I've been in Italy, but I'm very pleased to be having this show with Massimo De Carlo of New Work. I found somewhere that I had published some notes that I had written during the time I was working on the paintings at Massimo's. And I'll try to read those to you. Under the general heading of exasperation, irritation, frustration, irksome, from the Latin experitus, which translates as to roughen. One of the questions of these paintings is the question of legibility, sometimes barely. Another question is, who's addressing whom? Who's talking? Is anyone talking? There are double takes, repetitions, reversals, obstructions. Words become visually elusive, obscured, smudged, obliterated. Words become visually unreadable. We want to be readers. When we see a text, there is something that almost compels us to read it. But how to grasp these texts? Sometimes they're written backwards, sometimes upside down. Viewing becomes reading, reading becomes deciphering. Painting as writing, writing as painting, probing the boundaries between the visual and the textual, where it all disintegrates. The contingency of truth and falsehood, a discourse. Doubt looms above the effort to speak. Doubt looms above the effort to paint. To say what we mean, to mean what we say. These paintings insist on their materiality, their painterliness, but the texts are not depicted. They are materialized. They are presentations of representations, hence placeless. They address the politics of language and the language of politics. Their capacity to camouflage its motives, its hidden agendas. Language does not remain transparent. It's a question of retrieving the signal from the noise. Here they ask if it's still possible to imagine the modernist dream of explicating a fully comprehensible world. These paintings are meant to confront the political argument at the point at which it disintegrates into exasperation, expressing, hopefully with some humor, a direct refutation. On the back of the catalog, that's it.